Yeah. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They flaunt that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. There's an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, oh well. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah. You already know this is about to be stupid. Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa, this a new range, new page. Got me in a new country, new stage. I ain't signed no deal, I'm too paid. I do not have chill, I'm too crazy. I do not take L's, I'm too Brady. I might be frosted, I'm not flaky. Don't know what it cost me, it's all gravy. Turn on that faucet and just pay me. Whoa, we gon' get it, bring it back. Maybe Donald is a Mac. Couple bottles, empty glass. New machine, I'm sending facts. Bump the headline, check the facts. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a gorilla. Hop on them drums when I'm feeling J Dilla. Come get your lady, cause I'm a just stiller. How about the range? Whoa. Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange. Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa. There's no comparison, black in America, a little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send him my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, caught me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Dropped an investment in Silicon Valley. All of this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they break in the chassis. King of the grass like a Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors that labels as testing. How about the range? Whoa. Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange. Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. How about the range? Whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange. Whoa. make this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay private, but I got them groupies. On me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
He's heating up! He's on fire!
Come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that fatty mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey, come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that fatty mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey.
Went out, caught me a red fly. Too many people on a bandwagon. Done been through that hellfire. Came out lethal like a red dragon. Same old rapper with the same old flows. Colored dreads with the pants sagging. Got that fame, but you sold your soul. You a warlock, I'm the dark assassin. Said big stacks, mo change, big bags, faux chains. Get that money, said big facts, no gains, big stats, mo fame. We back stunts, said big names. On stage, big trap, no shame. Going in, running that big check. My name, sign that, more rain. Come back home and just
Come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that fatty mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey, come up, hey, let's be with that drama, hey, saw that fatty mama, hey, told her I don't wanna, hey.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I love you! God, I love you! I got you. I got you, brother. Oh, no, you don't. What are you doing? Stop!
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Oh, Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 2983 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast
Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2 Flexing on all you
What's the fuck?
Happy Swole Slut Saturday, everyone. Welcome to the show. Make sure you hit the like button and drop the hashtag down below. Hashtag Swole Slut Saturday SSS for a chance to win today's Swole card. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to dive head first, maybe even balls first, into today's episode. So make sure before you do anything, hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe, share the show with your friends, of course, and make sure if you have not yet jumped on those Swole Fam specials to get access to all of our programs, yoga, meditation, masterclasses, and so much more. Hundreds and hundreds of yoga classes, full programs, customizable. All the information over there at swolenormousx.com. Specials end this Sunday at midnight, so don't miss out. Last day or two to jump on it, today and tomorrow. And of course, we have 20% off the entire site over at papaswolio.com for your nip covers. So make sure you're going to the fucking gym and make sure you're covering your nips with the best merch in the game over there at papaswolio.com. Now let's get into today's episode, fam. Are you ready for a little tip? Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right. Ooh.
What's in the box?
First Swole Fam post is from Amelia, and Amelia says, I'm 41 and I completed Farmer's Walk 12 passes with 97-pound kettlebells in each hand. This was set 20-yard length sets 3 times. It's okay, it doesn't matter. I've been working really hard and giving my lifting all I've got. I'm feeling super proud and just wanted to share with the Swole Fam. Good for you. Keep it up, Amelia. We got Jay here with his Even Heaven Has Leg Days merch. Forget to post this the other day, hitting some hotel gym leg day in honor of our girl on my way back to the States. Thanks for sharing, Jay, and rest in Swole. Christy, as always, he has his Even Heaven Has Leg Days Christy merch. So thank you for sharing, Jay. I love it. And thank you, everyone who picked up that Christy merch. For that, we are wrapping it up. I think we might have already wrapped up the special release, but those links were on your homepage when you logged in. So let's get into a couple of emails. Make emailswoleagain.com if you want to get on the email list, and I'm sure, why wouldn't you? Sent out a great email. Go outside. A lot of people responded to that, so go on the email list and sign up for that if you have not yet done so. Gerard says, I'm a sun guy just like you, but at 61 and now see the sun damage, and of course I'm concerned about melanoma. When you say go outside and don't use sunblock, what is your perspective on the damage that sun can do? Appreciate your feedback. Well, you don't go out and cook and burn like you're a steak or a piece of chicken. So that's one thing. You're not going out there and just burning your skin. Don't get burned. I never say go outside and get burned. I say don't put chemical garbage that's going to cause cancer on your skin. So you don't want to put all those benzenes and all those hexanes and all the propellants all over your body. That stuff is toxic garbage. You can make some natural sunblock. I forget how. It's like zinc and not coconut oil, but there's some things you can do in order to reduce sun exposure. But you know how you reduce sun exposure? You go in the shade. You wear clothes. You wear a hat. You go inside. So go outside and get sun and then go back inside. The problem is people that just jump out, they live in, Antarctica. They go to Florida for the 4th of July and just go right out on the beach at 12 noon. That's what they do. You never get sun. You're eating tons of seed oils and vegetable oils and all these things that really do cause chain reactions in your skin that lead you to burn. I'm telling you, if you eat better quality foods, you will burn less likely. You will tan better. Your skin will be healthier. You won't have all these toxins in your body that are reacting with the UV light and stuff like that. So what's happening is people that don't have a sun tolerance just go out at noon. They go on vacation and then get roasted. Oh my God. You're not supposed to do that. If you go on vacation, you should be probably going and getting some sunlight during the day. Maybe you go to a tanning salon just to get a little bit of exposure, but you go out early in the morning, go out at 7 o'clock, go out at sunrise. You're not going to get sunburned at 8 a.m. in Florida. I don't care if it's July. You're not going to get sunburned at 8 or 9 a.m. You can get red and pink, but I'm saying it's not as intense. So I guess it depends on when the sun comes up, but you get my point. If you're out there at 7:30 in the morning, you're not going to get sunburned. but you will get sun. Trust me, it's still hot, especially, and it's still a lot of exposure if you're not used to it. So when you're used to it, you can go out. I can go out in the sun. After the podcast, I'm going to go outside without my shirt on, and it's going to be 1 o'clock, and I'm going to get some sun. But I'm not sitting there laying with a reflecting mirror on my chest like they used to do in like the 90s, funneling sunlight all onto my face, for example. So I'm not outside laying, slathering myself with banana boat 4 SPF oil. Oh, I've done that in the past, but it's not good for you. It's really not good for you. So you go out and get sun and then go under. So I go and I get sun. I'll be in the garden. I'll take the dogs out and we go, whew, literally, I'm outside. And then it's hot. It's hot as fuck. And then I go inside because it's so hot. Or I go under a tree and I see the shade and I go under the shade. I'm not just sitting there cooking in the sun because I will get burned too. A human being will get burned. If you're out in the summer right now in Florida where it is now, you will get destroyed. I don't care who you are. You've been living in Florida. It doesn't matter if you've been living here your whole life. It's all about sun exposure. You could live in Florida your whole life and not go outside that much. You could live in Florida your whole life and be really sensitive to the sun. It has nothing to do with living down here. It has to do with whether or not your skin and your body is eating quality food and you've exposed your body to that kind of tolerance. It's like never lifting and then going to the gym and putting as much weight on the squat bar and seeing how much you can max. And you never lifted before. You never get sun and you're going to go out in the Sunshine State in Florida in summer at noon. You're fucking insane. You're going to get destroyed. So that's my thoughts on it. Thanks for sharing, Gerard. Thanks for responding. Sorry to hear about that. Did you say you had, or you're concerned about melanoma? Yeah. And I'm not saying I've done everything right my entire life. I've gotten sunburn before, so that might come out later on. I'll probably have like sunspots or whatever, like most people do. And I might have some, because I've gotten sunburn before, but you want to avoid the sunburn, and you're not going to get sunburned if you moderate your sun exposure. I don't wear sunblock. I just don't lay out there and cook and try to get burned. Like if I sit outside, I'm not even sitting outside in the sun because the chair will just get so hot. You put a towel, I'll just sit on the swing in the shade, walk around the sun for a couple of minutes and it's hot, and then go and sit down where it's cool. So you moderate your exposure and then you're fine. Lacey responds, in Arizona, it's impossible to not get sun unless you are a recluse. So true on how good it is for you. Hubby had struggled with some mental issues from Afghanistan, served 2 tours there. Let's get a little America for Hubs. In the Pacific Northwest, you could see the struggle. Down here in Arizona, he's a totally different person. So, yeah, a lot of people, look, they have that seasonal affective disorder. They call it SAD. People in the UK never see sunlight. People in the Northwest. We know about mental health in the Northwest. It's not good. It's not good anywhere in the country, but you got Portland over there. That's like literally the abscess of the country. So, sun matters. Sun matters, people. It does. From Ruo32, these words are so true to me. This is still in the same email, and then we'll move on to some questions. I am into getting sun on my flesh. The warmth, light, and energy is unreal. What needs to accompany this is the right frame of mind. Being in the moment will give you the maximum benefit. At work, most of my offices are concrete, void of all natural light. When I have a moment, I get my butt outside to see the world lit by the sun. I will take a quick walk in the parking lot. It changes the mood immediately. It has such an effect that I ask my bosses to walk outside before a conference call. I feel the sun exposure helps organize those crazy ideas they come up with in the low-lit concrete offices. At home, I garden shirtless and barefoot as much as I can. I also think grounding is good. We're on the same page. Gotta go, gonna get some sun and GTTFG and hashtag VAPG. Keep sharing the knowledge, the Big O. That's the Veil Puta Gimnasio, by the way. So thanks, Big O. Appreciate the email response. Appreciate you. Yeah, I agree. I'm outside gardening. And let me tell you, it's hot. And especially when you're sweating. You sweat and you feel like you get burned easier when you sweat. That's because the sun is reflecting the light. It's kind of like a magnifying glass. You're sweating. You're in the sun. It's like when you go out on the water. If you go on a boat, how people get burned because you have to wear glasses because of the blindness from the reflection off the ocean. When you go to the beach, you feel like you get burned more because all the lights and it's reflecting off the water, and the sand is so hot, so you're dehydrated more because it's radiating up because the sand, the rocks, It's so hot, it's not like walking on grass, which is much cooler. So people get burned easier at the beach. They get dehydrated easier. There's more salt in the air when you're at the beach because of the salt water and the evaporation. So there's more just dehydrating factors. You're literally getting desiccated when you go to the beach. So you have to hydrate a lot. And anyway, it's fantastic. So go outside. What's really crazy now, which I really, really don't like. See, our house is beautiful. I love our place. We have a beautiful butterfly garden and just looks it looks like Jurassic Park. And when I drive around, every time I come home, it's literally a slap in the face because it stands out and it's so shockingly different than everything else you see. The designs are so brutalist. The post office, all these buildings, concrete blocks, it's disgusting. There's no architecture, there's no creativity, there's no design. It's really miserable. We really need to get back to that nice classic or some kind of architecture that actually fits the landscape. It's just really a shame how they build ugly ass fucking buildings. I don't think people would be, oh my God, the earth is getting destroyed. Oh, it's so miserable. Everything's all paved. If you design things nicer, you made things a little bit more streamlined with the environment that you're in. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's just gross. So anyway, cultivate your environment, plant trees, plant bushes, plant some flowers, get outside, enjoy nature, make your environment more like nature. You'll feel better. You go outside in the sun, you feel better instantly. Let's get into some questions, fam. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, question time. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Drop it. And I agree. Cerny says you have to watch it if you're in a swimming pool because you don't feel the heat. Exactly. It's literally a magnifying glass. You're just getting more exposure. And plus, the pool, unfortunately, if it has chlorine and shit like that, it's going to dry out your skin. So it doesn't help. Okay, Garfield movie 2. Such a strange, this person might be 5 years old, maybe. Diet for calisthenics. What are you talking about? You're getting a boo. Diet for calisthenics. Do an elimination diet. Eat healthy for any exercise. There's no specific calisthenic diet. Shayan, 29. Drop your questions live. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. We'll take as many as come in. If not, we'll move on and we'll keep it brief. Extreme caloric deficit or slight? Always slight. You do extreme, you're going to lose lean mass. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to tank your hormones. It's going to be bad. So you could build muscle maybe in a slight deficit or maintenance, because your body's responding to the stimulus. But in general, if you're trying to build muscle, it's good to be around maintenance or so and maybe a slight surplus. But I always say you don't need a massive surplus. You don't need to be eating 5,000 calories a day. You're going to get fat. Usually people will sleep better. They'll feel better. They have more strength. You have more resources in order for just repair, for vitamin, mineral storage. So you might just feel better in a slight surplus, but it's not necessarily required. It's just a general guideline. You want to make sure you're eating sufficient calories, sufficient protein, sufficient fuel if you're trying to build muscle and to gain weight. Of course, gaining weight is not just gaining muscle, but you have to understand the difference. You don't want to just gain fat. So you want to put your body in a position where it has the resources it needs in order to properly respond to that stimulus to build muscle. And then if you want to lose weight, you want to lose fat overall, you want to be in a slight deficit. So that's what's going to be the main factor. But of course, the food quality matters tremendously. So don't let people tease you and troll you and lie to you and say, it doesn't matter, just look at the macros. And that's a cop-out. People don't really want to change their habits and address all the things that are really negatively affecting their health. Albin A, 21. Papa Swolio, how often should I cold plug? Ooh, that's cold plugs? Is that what people are doing these days? Ooh.
Boom shakalaka!
That's
emotional damage.
Oof. I don't know. Is that what we're doing now? Cold plugs? That's kinky, dude. That's kinky as shit. I'm going to go ahead and edit this for you. I'm going to spell check. I'm assuming you mean cold plunge. How often? I would say as to your preference. So I got really, I don't want to say really into it, but I got very consistent with it. I was doing it every single day. I haven't for a while. I do it intermittently, and then it broke, so I just kind of stopped doing it. I always tell the story. I was really consistent with it every day, every morning. First thing, wake up, boom, right into the cold plunge. And then when my chiller broke, it's broken a few times. I'm really not happy with it. I just ordered another one just because they had a sale, and what else am I going to do with this thing? So I figured I may as well repair it so I can use it, because it's been so hot. And now I'm like, all right, I would really like to have to cold plunge at least, during the day or before bed, because it's so hot. So I'd really wish it was working right now. So hopefully next week it'll be up and operational. But anyway, when it broke and I was doing it every single morning, I felt sluggish. It really hit me hard for at least a few days, because it threw off my routine and it threw off that initial jolt that I was getting after waking up. So I swapped it out with a cold shower. Eventually I just got used to not doing it first thing. And then I didn't like depending on it, because I'm thinking, well, if this breaks again, I can't depend on, what am I not gonna be able to function if I don't have a cold plunge? That's really that's a real first world problem. I can't function today. I feel all dragging ass. I wasn't able to have my cold plunge. But you could take a quick cold shower, splash some water on your face. So there's a lot of great ways that you can create a similar benefit or similar wake up. People splash cold water. You could freeze a bowl of water and then splash it on your face. But in terms of how often, generally, I don't do it after I lift weights. So when my cold plunge is back and operational, I will do it on days when I'm not lifting. For a while, I was doing it right before I lifted. I was doing the cold plunge and then kind of warming up and lifting. But then I just stopped doing it on the same days that I lift. Or if anything, maybe I'll do it in the morning, and then if I lift in the afternoon, but I won't do it right after, just because I don't want to interrupt the inflammation response with the muscles. And I will tell you, I don't really know if I feel a difference from not doing it and doing it, in the sense of more or less benefits from my lifting. I feel totally fine. I'm recovering great. I feel great, because honestly, if you're training super hard and you're super sore and really banged up, and then, okay, I'm going to lift hard and then I'm going to cold plunge after because of the inflammation, to be honest, your programming sucks. So if you're getting so sore that you need to cold plunge to recover for your workout and your programming sucks. You should be recovering fine without cold plunging. So I do think cold plunging has great mood benefits. I think it's a great challenge. It's like the sauna, but I just think the sauna is generally better in terms of health benefits. But I do think there's great benefits from cold plunge, whether or not it's good for brown fat or it's this, that, and the other. I just think it's great for mood. I always feel good after I do it. And when it's hot, it feels great. So I think it's a great thing. And it's also been really awesome that Mama Swole and I talk about. One of the reasons why I was thinking about selling it. And I'm like, you know what, let me just get the new chiller. That way we can have it, because if we're cooking, and I will tell you, if you ever have an injury, you tweak an ankle or something hurts, or you burn yourself cooking, we run outside and just jam our hands in it. You always put ice on it or something. We just put our hands, or you're cooking and you get a splatter, some grease splatters, making coffee, whatever it is. Shit happens, or you hurt yourself, or you cut yourself right in the cold plunge. So that's been really convenient, just to have something where you can, just for a first aid. So if I hurt myself, or let's say I'm lifting or something, forbid, shoulder or knee, it's like you can go in, and it's good for inflammation. So there's benefits to it aside from just the mood and from that aspect of it. It's also discipline too, because it's not a thing. I wouldn't say it's not necessarily a thing you look forward to. It's just, it's initially uncomfortable. Your body will resist it. Hey, I'm going to get into this freezing thing. It's going to be fucking cool. There's always a little bit of like, before you do it. So for a lot of people, when they get into cold plunging, maybe they're not really training hard, or they have a lot of, they have some deep-seated issues, maybe with discipline or just being consistent. It's a great way to feel successful. And I want to say it's kind of like a faux success, but it's real. You overcame something difficult that you didn't want to do. So you're in a good mood, because it's also the way it feels stimulating wise, but it's also just a win. You overcame something that you didn't want to do. It's uncomfortable, but you did it. So it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing. So how often? I can't tell you how often. Some people still do it every day. They do these things online. 390 days in a row of cold plunging. Okay. I just don't do it consistently like that anymore, but it is great. I think it's a great tool. What's also great is you have a sauna, access to a sauna. You do sauna and then cold plunge and then back. That's what I do. That's what I kind of miss on my off days from lifting. I would do the sauna, then jump in the cold plunge, and then go back in the sauna, and then go back in the cold plunge again. So you kind of do a couple laps for contrast therapy, and it's pretty cool. So I do like that. It's a good question. Let's see. Michelle, Papa Swolio. I'm so hot. You swole slut, you, bragging and all. Roberto has a cold plunge you can use. Oh boy.
Hi, puppy.
The Costa Rican cold plunge. Is that what we're calling it? I think Roberto has a cold plug, to be honest. I think he's got one of those. All right. Questions. Let's go. Trey Swan. Papa Swolio, what's the best way to reduce delayed onset muscle soreness after leg day? I'm sore like 2 to 3 days after going heavy in the gym. Is there anything dietary or with active recovery the day after I can do to reduce soreness? Yes and no. It really is time. And I think, let me ask you this question, Trace, because if you're training hard, you may or may not be sore. A couple things. Soreness means that you definitely targeted the tissue. If you're trying to target your quads and your quads are really sore, congratulations, you actually targeted those muscles. But soreness does not mean that you did it properly. So soreness doesn't mean success. And that's a hard thing that I continuously try to battle with, because we all like knowing, if you did chest yesterday, you want to know that you did it. You want to know that you did it right. So you want to know that you did it right. But if it's not sore, then did I do it? Did I really train it? Was it my imagination? Did I do enough? And this is why people end up fatiguing themselves and doing too much. Because if you're associating soreness with success or soreness with progress, or, hey, I had a great workout because I'm really sore, then if you're not sore, you tend to just do more and train harder, but not necessarily smarter. You might train harder and do more volume. You create more fatigue. So you create more of that post-workout soreness without the benefit of actually stimulating growth and hypertrophy. So if we take from first principles that being sore is not a requirement, it's a proxy. And trust me, if you're training hard to build muscle, you're going to get sore. But you guys know this, some muscles will get sore more often than others. Everyone's got a body part or two that will get sore. If you train it, at least you'll feel it every time you train it. Who's got a body part like that? For me, it's my triceps usually. If I do more than one set the way I train, I'm going to feel it. I'm going to get sore. For me, my biceps, not as much. And the thing is, I'm talking about proper training, not just training to fatigue. So if you train to get sore, you can get any body part sore. But my chest will get sore. At least a little bit, I'll feel it. My quads will get sore. Hamstrings are usually pretty good with that. But anyway, my question is, are you recovering for your next workout? And are you seeing progress? So if you're getting stronger and you're making progress on a regular basis, at least monthly, or going up in weight or going up in reps, and if you're training legs on a Monday and you want to train them again on Saturday, if you're fully recovered and you feel great and you're training hard on Saturday, then it's fine. Then maybe you're doing enough volume and you're not doing too much. But if you're not recovering enough in time, or it's inhibiting your overall recovery and you feel it affecting other body parts in your life in general, then you're doing too much. You don't need to be crippled sore. So I don't know how many sets you're doing. I don't know how close you're going to failure. But again, you might be doing too much. It could be your programming. So proper nutrition and rest and sleep and stuff, of course, is going to help. You could foam roll, you can get massage. It might feel a little bit better, but you're still going to be sore. I know this. I've gotten super sore and I go get a massage and, I'm still sore. You're still going to be sore. So it's not like you're just going to do certain things and all of a sudden you're not sore anymore. But magnesium supplementation, certain electrolytes and things can definitely be a factor. But it's going to be time. It's going to be proper recovery. Let's see. You got a follow up there. Let me take Trace's follow up. And I work my legs once per week and hit all my major leg muscles, first with compound lifts, then isolation with machines. Most of the soreness is in my quads. Definitely seeing progress. So if you're seeing progress, and what do you mean by seeing progress? How are you measuring progress? Not criticizing it, but good. So if you're seeing progress, you're doing once per week and you're sore for 2 or 3 days, then that's the name of the game. If, for example, Trace, if you trained your legs twice per week, you're probably thinking, oh, fuck, I can never do that. But if you're doing 8 sets for your legs, I don't know how many sets you're doing and how hard you're training, close to failure. You could be doing some junk volume. But for me, if I'm training legs twice a week, if I'm doing legs on Monday and I'm also doing legs on Friday, then guess what? I can't really be sore for 3 days, can I? I can't be sore for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm training them on Friday. Because if I'm just one day after being sore, I'm still not repaired. So I have to make sure that the volume, I might only be doing 2 or 3 sets for quads and a set or 2 for hamstrings, maybe 1 or 2 for glutes really hard. And then I'll be sore maybe Tuesday or Wednesday and be like, oh, I feel a little tight Thursday. And then Friday or Saturday, I'll feel fine for training. So it depends on your split. Depends on what you like. Do you like more frequently? Then you have to cut down on the volume. It doesn't mean you're not going to grow. And when you're a natural lifter, sometimes more frequently, a higher frequency and less volume on a given day. Because if you train harder, 5, 6, 7 reps up to and including failure, within a rep or 2 of failure, you are not going to be as fatigued and you're also going to recover faster. So anyone that's doing maximum swole, you probably recognize that it's a different style of training, but you get sore, but it's more like a deep, like, oh, it's, you don't get to the same type of global, touching the muscles where you're inflamed sore. It's not like a high volume soreness, and you recover faster. And plus, neurologically, you recover faster. Remember, when you want to build muscle, if you want to build muscle, it's not just your local muscle, it's your system. If your central nervous system, if you're exhausted and burnt out, then it doesn't matter if your quads aren't sore anymore. You're still not going to be in a positive state to build muscle. Kika Foodie, hello fam, sending love from Venezuela.
Hi, Papi.
Hello, Venezuela. Papi, what do you recommend for loose skin? I do eat right. I do heavy weights in the gym, but food is important and there's a lot of info. I don't know who to trust. Well, food is important. It's definitely important. Are you asking me what to eat for loose skin? I don't know if there's anything that you can eat that's going to tighten loose skin. That would be a magic. If you could eat something for loose skin, that would be it would be $1,000 a pound. It'd be patented by some pharmaceutical company because it would be a miracle cure. So what do I recommend for loose skin? I think it depends. Everyone's going to have a little bit of loose skin. I have some stretch marks and stuff from when I was like originally bulking, like in certain, you could see like the lines like under my thighs and stuff you could see. But if you lose a lot of fat or you're really big and muscular, then you lose a lot of size, you might have loose skin, saggy skin as you get older. The answer, I think it might just be surgery. I don't know if there's really any way to tighten up loose skin. Everyone's got these little, I don't know. Some people might have, rub this on this, rub this cream. But I mean, if there's really extra skin, it's not just going to disappear. I always pose this question and ask if anyone's got any recommendations, but I think it depends on the severity. If you have if you lose 100 pounds and you have a lot of extra skin, it's not just going to disappear. Building muscle will definitely help, but it depends. You still have the loose skin on top of it, right? Castor oil can be good for, I've heard castor oil being good for cysts and things like that. So Sheena says, I've tried mitigating loose skin by using castor oil after my shower every night. Not sure if it helps, but it can't hurt. So you don't know if it's working, or how long have you been doing it, Sheena? Just some thoughts, Kika. I appreciate the comment. Okay, let's see. More questions, live questions, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We have a couple more on Instagram. We'll take as many as come in. Crystal says, Papa Swolio, what are your opinions on the carnivore diet? I am definitely a fan of eating animal foods. So in terms of actually doing the carnivore diet, I always say go for it. I think people that should do the carnivore diet are people that have a lot of autoimmune issues. If you really are more, for most people, barring any kind of medical conditions or contraindications, if you have a lot of inflammation and skin conditions and migraines and all this stuff, you have nothing to lose. It's going to be great. Chances are it's going to change your life. I just don't like it for long term. I've done it. It didn't feel good. I've done keto before. It didn't feel good. I like carbohydrates for my lifting, but I focus mostly, I do carnivore plus some carbs, plus fruit, honey, dates, some white rice. So you get some sugar and carbs from raw dairy and things like that. So I really do think it's great. You have PCOS. PCOS is pretty much a insulin resistance issue. So not medical advice, but I would be all over it. So a lot of people that have issues like that, you're not going to lose anything from going carnivore, but you also have to do it properly too. So you want to get fat. You don't want to just eat lean meat. That can be hard. Organ meats, fatty cuts of steak, whole eggs. There's a lot of great benefits. So I mean, look, this is, again, you have PCOS. This is not medical advice, but if I was a woman and I had PCOS and there was this option for me to get all my nutrition that can really improve tons of autoimmune issues, you have nothing to lose by doing it properly for a couple months. But you can look into it more. I definitely recommend looking into it more. But again, quality foods, you want to get grass-fed beef, you want to eat pastured eggs, you just want to get access to good quality food the best that you can. But a lot of people just do carnivore and they eat lean meat and they feel drained. You need fat. You need the fat. So you need the protein, the fattier cuts of meat, and whole eggs. Don't just be eating egg whites and stuff like that. But I think you'll probably be surprised as to all the other things that improve that you didn't realize. A lot of people do this stuff and they're like, oh my God, my hair feels better. My nails are stronger. I have more energy. You're doing it for PCOS, but then you realize, oh that little rash, I just got used to it. Like, I got used to this thing on my skin and disappeared. How do you get fiber on a carnivore diet? You don't. That's why I'm not necessarily a big fan long term, but it's also not necessary. It's not essential when you're eating carnivore. But if you're eating animal based and you're eating fruits and stuff, then you're getting your fiber. Fiber is just creating, bulk. Plus, if you're eating carnivore, one of the benefits of fiber is slowing the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, but you're not eating a lot of sugar when you're eating carnivore. And then, of course, if you are, insoluble fiber is going to add bulk to the stool. So if you are adding in fruit and some carbohydrates, this is why being carnivore long term. So I think when it comes to elimination diet, carnivore is a great complete elimination diet. And what do we do the elimination diet for? 6 to 8 weeks. And then you start implementing a couple things, some fruit here. And then you come back to, I don't want to say reality, but you come back to something that you can maintain long term. So it's just kind of like a clean slate. You ever do an Etch-a-Sketch? You start with the clean, you upside down, shake it clean. Cool. You're starting fresh. And then adding things that you like and adjusting here and there. But you go back to like the first principles and see what works best for your body. All right, Trace, Papa Swole, with my training, I'm looking at adding more running as well for the cardio benefits. I lift in the afternoons and plan run in the morning. Any interference issues with muscle growth and retention? Possibly. You don't have to running. I would be doing, if you want to maintain muscle mass more, I would recommend doing more like interval sprinting. High intensity, 20, 30 seconds, a minute or two, lower intensity, and just do 10, 15 minutes of a couple cycles of zone 2 type stuff. You'll be better maintaining your muscle mass. Just remember your body is going to, you're mixing in other adaptations and other fatigue for your muscles. So the problem with this, and I'm not saying it's going to be a problem for you, but the problem here is running in the morning, that's going to fatigue you. Whether or not, regardless of how much it fatigues you, it is going to be energy expenditure that could negatively affect your lifting. So whether you lift first, depends on how much cardio, what type you're doing. But yeah, you're bringing your body into some other adaptations that can potentially affect your ability to make progress with your lifting. So, I mean, there's a big spectrum of like what you're actually doing for cardiovascular training. And there's nothing wrong with it. It just, how is it working and what's your priority, right? So if like, hey, I want to build muscle. Okay. Then you need to make sure you keep in mind anything that's adding more fatigue to your system that's going to be interfering with your lifting, and prioritize those things and adjust, and don't just come out of nowhere. I'm going to do 30 minutes of cardio 7 days a week. Like, you're going to exhaust yourself and it's going to definitely negatively affect your lifting. So just keep in mind, don't make any drastic changes like that overnight. Like, go from nothing to like, I'm running 4 days a week now. It's too much. You have to implement this. That's why I like the interval stuff. Interval's great. Much better than just like long, slow duration. Do you want to look like more like a sprinter, or do you want to look like a marathon runner? There's your answer right there. Doesn't mean you can't do long, slow duration cardio, but go for a walk. Walking's great. People just act like, not you, Trace, but people just act like walking doesn't exist. Yeah, but I'm not dripping in sweat and out of breath and feel like I'm going to throw up. Walk. It's great. Walking is excellent. It's great to just move. That's long, slow duration. You don't have to run a marathon to get cardio. You can just go for a walk. And then for your cardio training, you could do your high intensity interval stuff. Because you're not going to get like, it's not going to be like that when you're lifting weights. It's like a short sprint and then longer rest periods for hypertrophy. So again, if you're doing short rest periods for lifting, I don't know why, don't do that. Don't lift for cardio. Do your cardio separate, lift for lift. But again, what's your priority? If your priority is running, then so be it. DMB fan 2013. Oof, that's rough. What brand creatine do you recommend? Anyone that you like. Any good creatine or micronized creatine monohydrate is fine. You don't need HCl or any fancy creatine that's overpriced, but some you might like or prefer because it's easy for you to buy. It's the GNC or Vitamin Shop by your house sells it, or you have a good price on Amazon. Whatever you like, whatever you like. Sassy Shines, Papa Swolio, some examples of how to train latissimus dorsi effectively. Well, that's great. What I would say for the lats is there's two planes of motion that's going to work for lats. Sagittal plane and the frontal plane. So pick something, pick a movement. If you want to kind of get like the all-encompassing aspects of your lats, pick some sort of like a wide grip pull down, and then pick some sort of a sagittal plane row, whether it's a high row, like machine, like this. You could do a row here. You could do a seated chest supported row. What's really great is a chest supported row, so you could isolate the lats more, but keeping your elbow closer to the body is going to work the lats. And then from the high, that's going to work the lats in the frontal plane. There's different fibers like that go with the lats. So if you want to train the lats, it's keeping the elbow closer to the body. Once you start flail or bringing your arms out to the side, you're going to hit more middle trap rhomboid. There we go. Nunu Ham, Papa Swolio, my knees are bad. Papa, how can I rebuild them? I squat, deadlift, and lunge, but not real help or change. Yeah, I would check out in Swolenormous X, check out the knee, the ankle, knee, and hip mobility master classes. One of the things I like to do. You could do step downs, you could do Jefferson curls and stuff, but reverse sled is a great way to strengthen your knees. What it does is repeatedly train the concentric weakest contraction, the concentric contraction over and over again without the eccentric stress. And it's limited range of motion, but it really strengthens your patellar tendon fantastically. So get a sled, tie it around your waist, walk backwards. You have a sled, you have a blanket, you have a child, put the child on the blanket, walk backwards, drag them, they'll giggle, and you'll get stronger knees. So that's a great way to start. Yoga and stuff is great. There's a lot of other individual exercises that you can do. You know, ass to grass squats, elevated heel squats on a slant board, or put your heels up on a 2x4. You could do step downs. There's a lot of different ways, but fundamentally, the easiest thing is just reverse walking. You could reverse walk on a treadmill. That's turned off, but walking backwards up a hill is great too. Oh, you live on a hill and have a sled? Oh, yeah. You could also walk backwards up a hill. That's a great way, even without a sled. You just walk backwards up a hill. But having a sled, even on flat surface, you put like a 25 pound or a 45 pound, don't overdo it. Just create like a habit every day going really light, walking backwards, do a few laps or walk backwards up a hill, and just, don't do it till you get sore, but just expose your body to it. And I think you'll see a lot of improvements, even just with that, with yoga and stuff like that. Zeke Andy, Papa Swolio, what if Kennedy Jr. wins the election? He will not. So there's that. No, he won't. Yeah. Okay. He won't. Fishboy official, Papa Swolio, how to lose body fat efficiently. Slight calorie deficit, eating plenty of protein, lifting heavy weights, getting quality sleep, eating meat, steak, getting sunlight, getting some sun on your nips. Underscores, that name is so annoying. Yeah, I know, Sassy Shines. Mark is very annoying. Underscores to piss off Papa. You spelled my name wrong, too. Underscores. I hate underscores. Not a fan. Fate plus Kate. I have been lacking motivation to go to the gym. How do I get it back? Slap yourself across the tits and go to the fucking gym. Make sure you slap yourself across the tits and get both nips. It's hard, but like kind of like a whip slap, it'll help tremendously. J Money 7171. That's why I'm not changing it, because it's spelled wrong and pisses me off and pisses people off. Not really a question, but I got blackout curtains to fix. Oops. Let me just bring it up on the screen. Blackout curtains to fix my sleep schedule, and it made an incredible difference. Oh, definitely not a question at all, but that's great news. Got blackout curtains to fix my sleep schedule issues, and it made an incredible difference. Damn right. Blackout curtains. You don't even want to see a LED square. You don't want to see anything. No lights. None. Jason the Allen. Or Thielen. Papa Swolio, do you recommend having a potato with steak if you prefer a potato? At least put some grass-fed or raw butter all over it. I prefer... I mean, some people have issues with white potatoes because they're a nightshade, but everyone's different. Sweet potatoes could be an option for you. I've been really liking, since we kind of shifted to it, white rice. I think we use jasmine rice. Mama Swole, like rinses it 7 or 8 times. Really rinse your rice for sure. And it's just so good. Digests well, feels great. So I've been sticking with that for a while. I used to eat sweet potatoes like ice cream cones. I would just fucking pound them. But I feel great with white rice. So your preference. Yo preference. I'm not going to tell people like that, don't eat that. But just let you know, hey, there's a possibility. Maybe you have issues. If you have issues with potatoes, that could be why. All right. Spalls deep. Any other questions? Last second? No? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. BD.
That's deep.
ED. All right, Papa. Let's bring this up. PapaSwolio.com, fam. 20% off everything. Look at this guy. You want to look like me? You got to get some fucking merch. You want to look like this guy? You got to get some epic merch. 20% off everything. We have such amazing designs over here on the site. Let me just zoom into the page. Now, here are just some of our best sellers. If you don't know about the merch site, most of you know. You're like, who are you talking to? We're here every day. But just check it out. 20% off everything on the site. So we can't add this sticker, the 20% off sticker, to everything. But look at this. America merch. Maybe we did on the homepage. But yeah, Pride flag, Top Guns, just tons and tons. Here are all the new releases. That's America season because it's America month. We got the brand new design. Look, these are some of the most recent ones. We got I can't wait till this one comes in. I just got my lift heavy shit. I just got these designs. I got what just came in for me. I just got a delivery yesterday. Was Puss in Gym, the pink Go to the fucking gym, lift heavy shit, and the Barbie Spanish Veil Puto Gimnasio. I still haven't gotten. I can't wait for the. I'm on the Swole spectrum, so these are great designs, but all this stuff is fantastic. 20% off everything. We didn't add the stickers down to those, but the entire site, anything on the site, 20% off everything. Go check it out, papaswolio.com. Let's get into some balls deep stuff. Hit the like button, fam. Drop a number, 1, 2, or 3. Let's do a couple balls deep videos. Before we do, I just want to show this one picture that I shared on my X account. Follow me, Swolenormous on X. And I said, facts, it's very important to know the difference. This is a picture of a gun. It is a firearm. It's an arm that makes boom, boom. And the image states, pay attention. The Second Amendment does not, I repeat, the Second Amendment does not grant us the right to bear arms. The Second Amendment denies the government the authority to infringe upon our right to bear arms. So it is a very, very important difference. I'm going to read it one more time for the liberals in the back. I don't think there's any here. The Second Amendment does not grant us the right to bear arms. So there's a difference between positive and negative rights. The Second Amendment denies the government the authority to infringe upon our right to bear arms. So in other words, your right to bear arms is a fundamental human right. It's a right to defend yourself with, again, materials that you might be attacked with. Like, you can defend yourself with lethal force. These are tools that you have at your disposal in order to defend your personal property, yourself, your family, your land, what that might be. So remember, it says the right shall not be infringed. That's a very important distinction that most idiots don't understand. Your right, No. We're not saying, oh, the government's, you're allowed to. No. This is my right. The government shall not infringe upon that right. And this is why most people don't get it. And I said, like the other day when we had 4th of July, the absolute balls. The balls for people to be anti-2A, to be against the Second Amendment and anti-gun, celebrating the 4th of July. There's some serious irony there. All the libtards that are, oh my God, take away, there's a ban the assault rifles, the assault guns, crying. Yet they're going to celebrate 4th of July. You have no idea what this country's about. You have no idea. You know nothing about history. You know nothing about anything. So that was super cringe, seeing that online. The Second Amendment denies the government the authority to infringe upon your God-given right. That's your right. Very important difference. All right, let's get into some videos. You picked number 1, 2, or 3. Let's go with positive charisma. Number 3, we're speaking about getting sun. Tanning is not for you.
What's in the box?
Tanning is not for you. I don't even know what this is going to... Oh, it's probably going to be some racist stuff, right?
Hey, it's that time of year again where white people can't wait to get really tan.
For the record, this woman is white. It's a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing when you have white women that are like, oh my God, white people are going to get tan. You're white. You're white. You're white.
Hey, it's that time of year again where white people can't wait to get really tan. And y latinos también, bronceaditos, quemaditos. If you're a white person, you can't wait to get super tan and you can't say Black Lives Matter and you're not an ally and you can't stand for your Black, brown, indigenous, people of color, friends, and family, then do everyone a favor and tanning is not for you. So, thank you.
I'm just going to the beach, bro. What are you talking about? It's kind of like the natural reaction. I can't say Black Lives Matter. I can, but that's a silly thing to say because all people, like all lives matter. People shouldn't be killing each other. And that's not a racist thing, but I'm not going to say some kind of Marxist bullshit slogan scam. I'm not supporting communism. I'm not supporting Marxism. And I'm not supporting that scam of an organization that burn, loot, and murder. That's what BLM stands for. That's what BLM stands for. I'm not supporting that domestic terrorist organization. I remember my YouTube channel. That's why my Swolenormous channel. That's why my Swolenormous channel on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. That's why my Swolenormous channel on YouTube stopped getting views after I made that video. I made a video and I think it got flagged or removed. It got a lot of views. It was when Gymshark made right in the middle of 2020. Gymshark made some sort of cringe post like anti-police supporting Black Lives Matter. I'm like, you fucking idiots. You're supporting a domestic terrorist organization. And everyone freaked out. What are you talking about? You're a racist or, oh my God, you hate black people and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, it aged very well. Turns out I was 100% right. It is a domestic terrorist organization. So anyway, when you're deconstructionist and you are anti-United States, that is what domestic terrorism is. You are literally breaking down and you are usurping the culture and the constitution of this country. So anyway, hold on a second. You know, any of these cults, no, I'm not going to say it. Was she like, she's Spanish? Is she pretending to be white? Is she pretending to be Spanish? Like, I don't know. Like, I can't tell if her face is trying to melt. I don't know what's going on here with a snow miser over here. But anyway, I will do what I want. I will get sun. And in your honor, maybe she's trying to pretend to be white. She sounded Spanish or she had a good accent, but whatever. Don't care. So that was nice. That was wonderful. Thank you, PK. Appreciate you. Go to the corner. Positive charisma to the corner. Thank you.
You switch the samples.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the sun, and I'm going to let my melanin do what it do. What? Do what it do, boy. Hashtag Swole Slut Saturday. Triple S in the comments down below. Thanks for being here, fam. All right, there's a Tainty Man. Ooh, we got Taint. Aww. We got Taint today. Let's zoom in. Yo, fam, can you tell me what podcast, what show, what mancast? Is there any mancast in the realm that gives you dog taint as part of the show? Come on. You know, it's 1 o'clock, 1:15 on a Saturday. You show up and you are just graced with extra long. He has no balls, so it's a super long taint. You get the Tainty Man's taint on the show. It's just unreal. Like, this is free. This is free. Look at that taint. Look at that boy. That's 10 out of 10. That's a tainty boy. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. He's done. Must feel so much better after getting rid of his rash and all that stuff. The heat rash is pretty much gone, so good boy. And Pinkston's all sleepies. Longest taint in the game. Longest taint in the game. Taint length does matter. Save 20% over at papaswole.com. This chick is still morbidly obese. You know what's funny? I know sometimes, and you guys know this, we have repeat offenders. We'll do a video and then we come back and it's the same person. Oh, I remember this chick again. Sometimes we have the same person. Sometimes, and you've noticed this, sometimes a couple days in a row you have someone, it's like one of these woke tards all of a sudden just goes on fire and makes a bunch of videos. So they just pop up and we pull them for the show. But it's interesting when we have someone that maybe we haven't covered a video for a couple months or a year or two, and they're just fatter. They look worse and they're still with the same grift. They haven't. Don't you look at old videos? So what's funny is we'll look at an old Drive Mulgaining. We'll look at an old video or old stuff and, hey, I look better than I used to. Or I look leaner, or I used to be whatever. Or you guys show pictures before and after. I look better than I did 10 years ago. And you're sharing pictures in the Swole fam. And these people are just getting worse and worse and worse, but they still have the same grift. So it falls apart before your eyes when we're here on the show. Let's do this one. This is Mark. Let's go number 2. This is called Fat versus Thin Eating Disorder. Oh, yay.
What's in the box?
Mark, can you just bring the dust pail over to the corner and just sweep it up? It's a little bit dusty over there. Just do me a favor when you're there. Thank you.
Fat people I know have or have had eating disorders in their lifetime.
I gotta pause this. Jesus. Yo, this is insane. I'm just gonna pause that for a second. I gotta play. I mean, let's just.
That's a huge bitch.
I got soundboards for a reason. I'm not gonna hit those soundboards in vain. Papa Swole, that's nice. That's not nice. That's mean. Come on. I didn't post it. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Well, she started it. If you're going to say stupid shit online, someone's got to counter. This is the Matrix. You got to have like that counterbalance, right? She's that -1. I got to come in, X plus 1 equals 0. I got to be -1 or something, right? We got to balance this out. We got to balance the system. The title says, most fat people I know have or have had eating disorders in their lifetime. Yeah, you don't say. Hold on a second.
I better use my strong hand.
Does that title say most fat people I know have or have had eating disorders in their lifetime? You don't fucking say. Did you guys know I have an eating disorder? Yeah, I have eyes on my fucking head. I am looking at your eating disorder. Okay.
Fat people I know have or have had eating disorders in their lifetime, but y'all do not treat fat people with eating disorders with the same empathy that you treat thin people with eating disorders. The world treats thin people, thin women specifically, with eating disorders as these like delicate little children who would break if they're touched wrong.
I'm going to pause you right there. In all honesty, people with anorexia that are severely frail are more delicate. Because there are actually, and let's look, this is where I always say, when we have this argument, people are like, well, fat people doesn't mean that they don't live longer. It's bad. I mean, I'm going to make this argument, right? It's better to be overweight than it is to be too skinny and too frail. It really is. In general, because what happens is when you're anorexic, you have very poor nutrition. You have very weak bones. Your organs are on the brink of failing. You're just very frail and brittle. When you're overweight or obese, there is a benefit in the sense that if you're walking or you're moving around, you have more mass on your structure. Like you will have stronger bones because of the extra weight. Even if you don't move as much, you're not going to have osteoporosis if you're obese and you're still moving. If you're morbidly and you can't move, it's different. But that's one thing that if you have more weight on you, you're not going to be osteopenic. And I agree with Kent. It's a mental disorder rather than an eating disorder. Of course, that's just the byproduct, right? That's just the coping mechanism. Because some people do cutting. Some people, I don't know, eat pennies. Some people have some sort of compulsion. It's just where that mental disorder funnels. So I agree with that. Chairs will break, not their bones. Woof, Loretta Savage.
I'm totally comfortable in my body. I just don't want to be in pain.
All right. Yeah, okay, let's continue.
Children who would break if they're touched wrong. When you see a thin person with an eating disorder to the point where they're looking emaciated, they're looking sick, like you can see that sickness on them, you have so much empathy because you can see that that disorder is harming their life. It's killing them.
This is the delusion. I see this with obese people too. So she's saying like, yeah, but you have so much empathy because you can see that disorder is harming their life. I see that with fat people. I see it. They don't see it because they're used to being fat. I see that. I see that when people are like red in the face and like their belly looks like they're pregnant and they can barely move. What the fuck are you talking about? You're so fat that you just don't even realize. Yeah, I see that too. I see that with fat people too. So you're wrong on that one.
That disorder is harming their life. It's killing them. But then when fat people have eating disorders, you don't see that. You see.
I'm going to go here and pause this again, breaking this down because I think language matters. When fat people have eating disorders, fat people have eating disorders. They do. That's why they're fat. They're eating the wrong foods, the wrong types of foods, the wrong quantities, poor lifestyle habits, which is why they're fat. They have lifestyle disorders. They have eating disorders. If you go to a McDonald's drive-thru, you have an eating disorder. It's a drug deal. You're just getting your drug handed to you out a window. It's a disorder. It's a problem.
You don't see that. You see that as a moral, personal failing. And you think that a fat person with an eating disorder, like that's their own fault. It's their own choice. But it's the same thing.
It is choices. Look, an anorexic is making a choice to not eat. Or like I'm not saying there isn't a mental disorder behind it, but it's still a choice. You're choosing to do certain things, which leads you down a path. Why are you choosing to do those things? Let's try to fix what is triggering those actions.
Disorders are a mental illness, whether it causes you to binge or restrict or whatever it does. And having a disordered relationship with food is genuinely something that so many people have experienced. But because y'all have such a narrow view of, first of all, who deserves empathy and kindness, and also of what these illnesses look like, y'all don't know how to treat people who have them that ever exist outside of your purview of what that should look like. And like this is also not just from like people who don't have eating disorders at all. It's like
the bottom bar.
From people with eating disorders, there's also this hierarchy of like of like how people should be treated based on how thin they are. And it boils down to fat phobia. Like there's so much fat phobia in the world. Y'all don't even see what you're doing that's fat phobic.
I'm posting this. This is so disgusting. This is so gross. This morbidly obese woman who is literally a land whale. And I'm saying this because you said a lot of stupid shit. And what you're saying is you're calling me fat phobic. You're calling me a bad person. No. I'm me. I'm saying the truth. I'm saying what I think. You just don't have to like it. I don't care if you like it. Most people won't say the things I do because they don't want the pushback or look, your feelings are irrelevant. The fact is you're morbidly obese. You're very unhealthy and you're trying to project your insecurities like, oh, but look at the anorexics. You treat them. Look, you have an eating disorder. You're obese. You have an eating disorder. Anorexics have eating disorders. Fine. There's different ways of eating disorders. There's different types of car accidents. There's different types of cancer. There's different types of different things. Shocker. Oh my God, there's different things in the world. So both are true. You don't take care of yourself. Anorexics don't take care of yourself. For whatever reason, you just don't want to exercise and eat like a human being. You just engorge all the time. It's one thing to be obese. It's another thing to gaslight and to project your insecurities, acting like everyone else is the problem and that you're fine. You have a terrible, terrible, you have a terrible, terrible, terrible lifestyle habit. You have a terrible outcome coming for you in the future. Every time I see a video, you're just fatter and fatter and fatter. It's not going to end well. So stop projecting your own insecurities and your own self-hatred. It's not me. It's not my fears or what I don't like. It's you. It's just you. You could have never made this video. You would still look the same way. Why is that? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop trying to justify your terrible lifestyle habits and your diseases as if you deserve some sort of like arm around this. Like, get after it. Make those changes. Stop projecting and pretend and defending it like it's some sort of medal of honor. It's pretty gross, to be honest. I mean, I don't think, like, when you call it fat phobia, it's stupid. I don't want to be fat. But that's the thing. Phobia means I'm afraid, right? I'm like deeply seated, like a fear, like a deep seated fear of being fat. I don't have that because I just don't do fat things. I'm not afraid of being fat. I'm not afraid. I'm not fat phobic. I don't want to be fat. Why would I want to be fat? Hey, do you want to be unhealthy? No. Hey, do you want to have a hard time sitting down and standing up and moving and walking through doors and, you know, die early and have diabetes and, you know, have tons of extra fat and can't see your dick and stuff? I'm like, no. Okay, so I do things that don't lead me to that. Cool, not a problem. I don't have to be afraid of it. It's so easy. It's just like, I don't want to be around huntsman spiders, so I'm not going to live in Australia. Problem solved. I'm in Florida. Oh my God, I'm afraid of alligators, so I'm not going to go near any standing bodies of water. I'm not going to go jump in any lakes. It's an easy fix. Alligators aren't just like walking around here. They're just like everywhere. You'll be fine. You know? So it's like, come on, man. No one feels bad for you. Like, it's gross. It's gross. I never want to be fat. It's not fat phobia. It's just logic and common sense. Do you want to jump off a building without a parachute? No. Okay. So don't do that then. All right. This is called body positivity. Oh, I don't even want. I didn't even see a thumbnail for this yet. Oh no. Oh no. Sheena says, I've been to Florida several times, only saw a gator once and it was roadkill. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen, I'm trying to think if I've ever seen an alligator. Like like I've been down here for 20 something years. I don't know if I've ever seen, I mean, I've seen one, you know, in like a cage, but I'm saying in the wild. I'm trying to think. I think I've seen one when you're going across Alligator Alley. You've seen like a splash of water, but it's not like they're everywhere. You don't see them a lot. Okay, this is bad. It's called Body Positivity Music Video. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get through this and then let you guys get back on with your Saturday. Body Positivity Music Video. Effing Christ.
My smaller friend is
oh, jeez.
My small
Okay, I gotta turn this down. All right. Oh. Okay. All right, can we do this? Rally, rally, rally. Let's go. We can do this, fam. We can do this. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
My smaller friend is bloated and has to announce it. My mother-in-law needs shapewear so her bits fit right. Someone I just met jokes that they forget to eat until it's the middle of the night. And I know their worst fear is to look like me, and that fact makes me want to kill somebody. I'm eating at the counter and you're talking about your weight. I usually don't hate you, but today I'm enraged.
I honestly didn't expect like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life today. I didn't expect that was those lyrics. And I know their worst fear is to look like me. Trust me, that wasn't my worst fear until right now. Their worst fear is to look like me. Look, no one's worst fear is to look like you. My worst look, no one's worst fear is to look like that woman. My worst fear is to hear that fucking song again. My worst fear is to hear that one more time, and I will not do it. I know their worst fear is to look like me, and that fact makes me want to kill somebody. What kind of a lyric is that? Talk about hate and anger. Someone's like, dude, why do you have long hair and a beard? You look like a faggot. I want to kill somebody. That is not like my first. It makes me want to kill somebody. It does not. You can say whatever you want. Sheena, just wave a ribeye under his nose and he'll be okay. Yeah, I need that like a ammonia, like a smelling salt. Smelled some. Jesus Christ.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment on it.
Man, that's bad. That was Mortal Kombat style brutality.
What happened to your queer party friends?
Man, that's painful. All right, fam, it's Swole Card time, but before we do, let's do a throwback. Are these... I feel like we do one of these? Holy shit, we're doing that one. Fam, throwback time. Are you ready? Let's go. But first, we have to show a cute little Chorley. Where's my Churchy? Come here. Where's my Pinksy? Oh, look at that. Look at that face. When I look down from the show, this is what I see. Look at that. Look at what I see. Look at what I see. I see that. I say, look at that palate cleanser. This is what I see right here. Oh, I get some bellies. I get some pink and white bellies. I get some nipples. Bloop, 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 bloop. I get some doggy nips. Hi, Churchy. That's a sweet fish. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sheena says, how do you get anything done living with such a perfect biche? It's actually hard. It's actually hard. She's really cute. She's super cute. It's really hard to put her in her cage and stuff, but she loves going in there. She gets a little treat and she goes in there. Like, sometimes it's so hard to it's hard to get anything done. Right, baby? You want more? Okie dokie. Check the rubbish. Thank you, the rubbish. Rub your bellies. Rub your bellies. Rub your bellies. Belly rubs. Yay, Churchy. She'll just hold it. All right. Arm's getting tired. It's okay. I'll still pet you. I'm still giving her a little pets. The Tainty Man's cute too, but Church is just next level. All right, let's do a throwback. Did I do the throwback thing again already? I'll do it again. I feel like I did it already. Maybe I forgot. She's like, pet me more. Give me belly rubs. I will give you belly rubs. This one is horrifying.
If I am transitioning, why am I pregnant when that's such a woman thing to do?
Because you're retarded.
I'm a dad, y'all. I'm about to have my third child.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
There's no saving this kind of person. You're a woman. If you're having a baby, you're a female. Just why can't you be proud of that?
So I am going to grow the baby myself. I have it. I'm gonna get my use out of it. And then I'm gonna get it cut out. Second thing is that my experience with pregnancy is not a feminine thing for me.
Do you hear yourself?
Because this is my third baby, but I have been pregnant more than 3 times. I lost 2 in between my first and my second. I lost another one a couple months before I got pregnant with this one, while I was actively on testosterone, because testosterone is not a birth control.
Isn't that child abuse? Wouldn't that be some sort of manslaughter?
Oh,
yeah, it probably had nothing to do with the testosterone while you were pregnant. Those miscarriages couldn't have anything to do with the fucking testosterone you were taking. How is that? I forgot about that part. How is that not illegal? How is that? She literally just admitted to a crime. She literally just admitted to murder. Okay. the real question, the real mystery is how that got pregnant 3 times. Who the fuck is... Who's impregnating that? I don't know if I want to know. I want to see what fucked that. I want to ask that person. I want to ask that dude some questions. Like, how many beers did it take? This guy doesn't have beer goggles. This dude has like beer x-ray vision. This guy has got like beer cyclops. This guy's just got, I don't know, big beer googly eye goggles. That's absinthe. You need some hallucinations there. That's just... All right. Enough. Hashtag Swole Slut Saturday. Let's give away today's Swole card. Good Lord. Let's wrap this shit up. I'm done. I am done. We Hayes und Wiener. Today's winner of the Swole card is drumroll. I'm trying to scan it and copy it. Hold on a second. I'm trying to scan and copy it because I landed right on her. Today's winner is it's fucking rigged. Landed right on it. If I try to do it from Rumble, I have to like screen grab it, so sometimes it doesn't work. Michelle Clifford, congratulations on winning today's Swole Slut Saturday card. Send us an email, Michelle, to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2983 in the subject, your mailing address, and the body of the motherfucking email. Don't be slacking on that. Send us that email. We'll get you the Swole card. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Beaches. All you sexy Beaches. Tomorrow, by the way, before we move forward, tomorrow is Ask Papa Swolio Live. So we're just taking questions tomorrow. If you want to submit a question for the show, listen, I'm telling you, sometimes, I'm sure you guys have questions, right? Use your phone on your Android or Notes app on your iPhone. If you have a question and it's 2 a.m, you're like, oh shit, I should ask Papa Swolio this. You shouldn't be up at 2 a.m. anyway. But you can write it down and then call into the show. Go to askpapaswolio.com. You can call in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, any day, anytime. You record up to a minute to ask your question and go to askpapaswolio.com to do so. We'll answer it in an upcoming episode. We take as many calls as possible tomorrow and live questions. And of course, if you really want all the answers to your questions in one spot, join us over at swolenormousx.com. I've been talking about it every day. I will continue to. Yesterday, made some big headway with the app. We're still working on finalizing the app, organizing it. I will tell you that the reason why it's so much work, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's so much content. Most people do not have what we have inside Swolenormous X. If you've never checked it out, I can't even tell you or explain how much is in there, but it's so awesome. It's so usable. It's fantastic. But we're going through like every individual section and making sure that it functions within the app because it has to be different. So essentially, we have the way the mobile app works on the site on swolenormousx.com, but then the app, we have to make it and kind of redo almost everything so it functions within the app. So there's just so much. There's just so much content. So we have to really go through like every single piece of content. It's insane. It's insane. Like there's literally like 3,000 items in there at least. It's so much. But anyway, it's fantastic. It's worth it. It's so awesome. I cannot wait to launch it for all of you. It's gonna blow your nips off. I think a lot of you don't realize how awesome it's gonna be. I know you're stoked, and I keep talking about it, but that's how awesome it's gonna be. That's how excited I am. Really excited. So anyway, fam, thanks for being here. Join us on swolenormousx.com. Get in and when you join now. If you join now, you're gonna first off, we have specials going to tomorrow night at midnight. Big savings for Swole Fan memberships, and plus you'll be at the ground level for the app, so you'll get the initial release of the app and you'll be first dibs on that. And I'm really excited to give that out to all of you and then get feedback. And of course, we're going to make tweaks and adjustments and improvements. So really excited to, I promised, I'm like, I'm not going for perfection. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to have things that are like, all right, we have to fix this a little bit or change this link, but I want to make sure it's really good before at least we start feeding it out there. That way we have as many I's dotted and T's crossed. I'm really excited. So fam, stay tuned for that tomorrow. Ask Papa Swole live. Again, submit your questions over at askpapaswole.com. Check out the links down below. Join the fam. Pick up merch. Big specials across the platforms. papaswole.com and swolenormousx.com. Super stoked. What's the thumbnail going to be? Michelle says on Rumble at the buzzer. You mean the Icon app? Most likely the yellow with the black beard logo. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to stand out. It's going to be easy to hit. You're going to see it, boom, front and center on your phone. So it's likely going to match YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. So it's probably going to be pretty sweet. I was looking at apps on my phone. I'm thinking a lot of these just blend in. So if you're one of those people that have just tons of apps on your phone, it's going to be nice and easy to recognize. You're just going to see it right there. It's that black beard logo on the yellow background. So we're just tweaking colors and stuff inside we're just adjusting things inside the app because obviously, like, I don't want yellow and black, or I don't want that kind of contrast for within the app. It's going to be blinding. So that's not good. So we'll probably have a little bit different within the app so it doesn't blind anyone, because that's like our brand colors. But you don't want bright ass yellow inside the app, because we had it. So we have like it set right now. It's pretty funny, actually. We have it set right now where our colors are just black and yellow. So inside the app, when we're tweaking things, we still have it black or like white, and some areas are white and yellow. And it's like, oh my God, it's just it's so abrasive. It's like just joking around, like, yeah, we should just leave this for the colors of the app. Yeah, it'll be like you have to put on sunglasses to look at it. It's just no way. And this is why Facebook and these different apps use a subdued blue. It's like a neutral, because it's not blinding. So I want to make sure it's easy and smooth on the eyes. But we'll figure it out. So I just thought that was funny, because I opened it up now to test it. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Because we're not really worried about the color coding now. We're just worried about like the structure and the functionality. Carson, will there be a red light mode? A red light mode? Well, not in the app. You can just do it on your phone. Did you know how to do that on your phone? You could do that in your settings and accessibility. There won't be a red light mode, but it could be good to make sure. It's going to be hard to maybe use certain color codes that are going to look good when it's in red, but we're not going to have, I'm not sure if it's going to have dark mode, or you can be able to choose that custom on your phone. Because that's the thing with the iPhones now, is that you can make apps dark mode sometimes, even if they don't have dark mode, because you can invert the colors and customize your phone. So, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, don't worry. It's not going to be abrasive and bright. I just thought it was like a funny thing now that you mentioned the thumbnail. But I definitely want that kind of homepage. Hey, boom, here's the app. You know what it is. Is that the night shift? Night shift? No, night shift doesn't cut out blue light, really. It just turns it a little bit orange. But you can set your phone. You can make it so you tap the power button 3 times and it switches to red mode. Yeah. Yeah, so I just so you can make it so you hit your power button 3 times and then my whole screen turns red. So it's great at night. All right. Anyway, fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow for 2984 Ask Papa Swole Live. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose. Yeah, boy. Papa Swole. Oh. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing, like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid, that's the bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollie.